Welcome back to another episode of MZ Talks Boxing. I'm your host, MZ. I'm going to talk about it. Well, Canelo Alvarez has figured out a way to not fight for undisputed. Yeah, that's right. He's not going to fight for undisputed in this fight coming up because he's not fighting Caleb Plant. And a lot of people want to blame Caleb Plant, but if you listen to everything that went down when it came to the negotiations of this fight, you can't blame Caleb. You'd have to point the finger at good old Canelo. He's going to be fighting Dimitri Bivol, 175-pounder, who they'll be fighting at a catch weight, I believe, of 170, which makes Bivol have to come in 5 pounds lighter. Canelo already fights at 168, so what's 2 pounds going to do for him? So it's already set up in favor of Canelo. By the life of me, I can't understand. If the rumor is true, if Canelo would have made $40 million this fight, which would have been his biggest payday, what would make a man walk away from that when everything else has been reported to be in your favor for the fight against Caleb Plant? Except for the fact that Caleb Plant might beat you. What do you think? Next up, if you think Manny Pacquiao is going to beat Errol Spence, raise your hand. If you raised your hand, I'm glad I can't see it. I don't know what makes you think that we're going to get the same Errol Spence Jr. that we got against Danny Garcia. How could you even let your mind be stuck on that and think that Earl is stuck in that fight? His reflexes and everything aren't better now because he's been practicing and doing his thing. Manny's been out the ring 2 years. The last time we saw Manny Pacquiao was against Keith Thurman. Manny looked good, but he wasn't a world beater in that fight, let's be honest. Keith Thurman went out there and underestimated Pacquiao and got beat up. But Manny didn't show any signs of turning back the clock in that fight. Keith just underperformed. To think Earl is going to underperform in this fight where he outperformed or overachieved, in my opinion, in the fight against Danny Garcia, which many of you thought he was going to lose, which many of you thought Danny was going to be his hardest fight, even harder than Porter because of the accident, we're all proven wrong. Pacquiao, the legend that he is not going to turn back the clock. This coming up August 29th is when they're set to fight. But he's not going to turn the clock back on that date and look like some young man, Manny Pacquiao. That you guys can forget. The only thing that's going to happen, that can happen to make him look like a world beater, is for Earl to come in there sick with the flu or something like that, or some hampering injury that's going to make him perform as if Father Time has ravaged his body. Other than that, I suspect Earl is going to beat Manny Pacquiao up. Yes, Manny Pacquiao will start off throwing some good punches, but Earl is a big welterweight. He knows how to use his size, and I would suspect that he's not going to let Pacquiao just be all up on him. He's going to be prepared for the dodging in and out. Yeah, I seen the video of him in sparring, but it didn't move me. I didn't see him get beat up like you guys are trying to make it seem. So come fight night, I said it once, I'm saying it again, I'm taking Errol Spence. And I might do another video later and say even closer how well he's going to beat Pacquiao up. But until then, what do you think?